Hello, I'm Nostalgic here. I'm already excited didn't have to. Now it's David Johnny to be here.
And I'm Catherine.
Yep, and we're doing another movie review, and this time it's Pumping Iron. I apologize for those. I thought I uploaded it before. I guess either it got erased or it either got erased or I never uploaded it or something got lost. So I'm redoing this. If you guys haven't seen this, but otherwise, here we do. We're doing the 1975 movie Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and like it's 1975. It's basically, of the most part, it's unscripted, but there's some scripting like with Arnold and Lou Ferrigno, which we'll get to in a bit. So, what's your introductory thoughts, Catherine?
I thought it was a great film. It was very interesting. I had never really been into bodybuilding before. But it was interesting to find out, how particular they are to make sure that their bodies are equal. So Arnold had a secret where he would work each muscle based off the size of it. So like he would work it out evenly to make sure it was evenly shaped, and that was part of the competition, is to see the shape of the muscles, how big they were, if they were even, etc. So it was interesting to find out a little more details about bodybuilding, and I had no idea he was a world champion. I only knew about his acting career, and I knew a little bit about him being a governor, so that's pretty impressive.
So he had that's how he started his career out, was bodybuilding. He was Mr. Universe, and then he did Mr. Olympia, and he defended those titles at least 5-6 times. And the last time he did, I think, was like in the 90s for the last time. He kind of skipped a few years. Anyways, we begin with Arnold narrating, and like I said, the beginning of the movie is kind of unscripted, not till the end. And they're talking about the Universe contest. No, Mr. Olympia. Arnold is in the Mr. Olympia. He beats the Mr. Olympia in the Mr. Universe contest, and they're talking about. They're introducing football players and different various bodybuilders, and they're gonna give their background story and whatnot.
Can't scene for scene from when it comes to movies, as you know, it's copyright material. So they start out showing off and introducing different bodybuilders. Some of them do have careers today as bodybuilders, or they become actors. Others kind of just died, or like physically or mentally, either they disappeared from the face of the earth or they actually did die. Because in the 70s, it was a big deal to go on steroids. A lot of people, a lot of guys back then, steroids was like the thing. Steroids has so many disadvantages. It helps people build their muscle and stuff. And you'll see, you see that, when they do steroids, obviously their muscles can get bigger and better, but obviously the disadvantage, they have like I don't know, Catherine, would you say like a mental disorder, or would you say like, when it comes to steroids?
I really have no idea. I've just heard some rumors, about it causing certain things, certain side effects, and one of the side effects I heard about was the possibility of like anger or mood swings, like aggressiveness.
Yeah, it's kind of, and also it raises your heart and makes your heart get attacked, you get heart attack more frequently, you get heart attacks and more.
I believe it might cause fertility problems.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it causes a bunch of, but in the 70s they just didn't know any better. So, it starts out with Los Angeles and Gold's Gym at Venice Beach, California.
Schwarzenegger, 28 years old, 6'2", 240 pounds. Mr. Olympia for the past 5 years. He is preparing to defend his title this year for the last time.
All Mr. Universes in the past 5 years or so get together in one contest to find out who's the best of all the Mr. Universes. So they created the Mr. Olympia contest, which is then the top contest. And whoever wins that is the top bodybuilder.
You are the top bodybuilder.
Right, yeah.
How long have you been the top bodybuilder?
Well, I've not been beaten for the last 7 years. And I won the Mr. Olympia contest 5 years now. This is now the 6th year.
You score on points?
Yeah, points, yeah.
So we get some education, like I said, I can't film. We get some education on Arnold's theories on how to equal out the muscle tone and mass. Of course, I couldn't do it. I'm physically disabled. I couldn't do it. And he's comparing it to race car drivers, comparing it to artists. And then he kind of gets, of course I'm going to skip this part, he kind of gets a little bit on the derogatory and kind of inappropriate side when he's talking. I'm going to skip that. And do you want to talk about your thoughts? He kind of gets kind of inappropriate when he's talking about it. But otherwise, it's very interesting to learn, as he's describing. Of course, we're introducing new faces, old faces. Like he said, they're competing with the Mr. Olympias, all the Mr. Universes competing. And then, of course, the Mr. Universe was the original competition. And they're going to introduce some new faces, some old faces. If anybody out there knows these faces, let me know in the comments below. Any thoughts at this part? No? Okay.
We're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company focused.
Muscle, how hard that is, Miguel. Hey, look here, right here. Isn't that hard? Yeah. Feel yours. She wants you to feel yours. Don't jump on me now. Come on. Feel yours. Nothing. How about Daddy's? Huh? Huh? Daddy got a big muscle?
Yeah.
Come on, Mike, Rip. Come on, get up. Come on.
What?
Come on. Come on, Mike, come on. Good. Good. Get up. Up. Come on, up. Come on, up.
I can remember, back in my life when I would be picked on quite often. I'm sure every kid's gone through it, but it just affected me more than I think it would affect other people. Hey, four eyes, hey, cross eyes, hey, you got rusty fenders on your bicycle, and your bike isn't as good as our bike, and hey, Jew boy, or...
That was Mike Katz. He was a professional football player in the New York Jets originally. And then I guess he broke his leg, so he decided to retire from football and do bodybuilding. And he was talking about how people, the people get into it because, he's being made fun of, he was four eyes or he's a Jew, and kind of sad with that part, but that's why people get into that. And of course, they're doing like I said, they're doing the Mr. Universe first before they do the Mr. Olympia, and I don't remember, but we'll find out who wins on that one. And of course, they do the Mr. Universe first before they do the Mr. Olympia, and then they introduce Lou Ferrigno. Catherine, you know who Lou Ferrigno is?
Mm-mm.
He was the Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite characters in this movie. I found him to be very gentle and quiet, and a very consistent. When he's working out, his father's there. Trying to push him along. Friendly, and he's just doing what he can and doesn't stop. He just keeps on working hard, and I thought that was really nice. I thought his personality was sweet.
parents in the beginning, when I started bodybuilding, they didn't know really what it is. Until I introduced my father to bodybuilding, and I took him to all the gymnasiums. And he then started picking up weights and making his arms strong and so on. And then they started liking it, what I did. Especially after I won the first international competition, which was the first contest I ever entered, was the Junior Mr. Europe in Stuttgart, Germany. So when I came home with my...
So that was Arnold's background. And of course, his parents, his father was an SS officer. So his parents were Nazis, unfortunately. But anywho, like we give these backgrounds of the different guys that are competing in the two contests. And next we're gonna show you Lou Ferrigno's backstory. I think he was deaf, and we'll see what Lou Ferrigno's. I think he was either deaf or something going on with him, but we're gonna show you Lou Ferrigno and stuff.
And it became part of his entire body.
Okay. So, right, let me complete a full rep. Okay. All right. 1. Right. 2. Right. Ah! Die! Shit. Hey. Okay, Dad. Okay, come on. Up, come on. Make it harder. All right. Come on. All right. All right.
That was easy.
You doing it.
First, Arnold is very soft with Louis. He's, like I said, he had an ear infection, and he was reading Lips. So his father and he was reading muscle magazines, and his father and him kind of got into training, I guess. And at first, Arnold's kind of like very soft, and then they can kind of get scripted, apparently, because this is a movie. This is apparently, besides the battery, this is actually a movie. Then he kind of gets kind of mean to Louis, and obviously there's scripted stuff. And I read the Wikipedia that he said he would never say these things like that. But anyway, so it he kind of gets soft, and he gets more and more aggressive. And he starts making fun of Lou Ferrigno, and of course Lou Ferrigno, as you know, becomes the Incredible Hulk and whatnot. Any thoughts at this point, Catherine?
No, I thought, relatively they all got along pretty well. A little bit of suspicion in there when they were working out together, which was interesting. When I was a little girl, I was watching, I cannot remember her name, but there was this ice skater, and one of the other people that was competing against her had somebody break her leg. So it was almost like Arnold was suspicious of the people around him when he was working out, that they might drop a dumbbell on him, and I never even thought of that.
Interesting. It said you have a mix of script and a mix of non-script, and it's hard to tell which is scripted, what's not scripted.
If you can't go through, forget it. And that's what most people lack, is having the guts to go in and just say, I go through and I don't care what happens. It aches, and if I fall down, I have no fear of fainting in the gym, because I know it could happen. I threw up many times while I was working out, but it doesn't matter, because it's all worth it.
Franco Columbu, the premier bodybuilder in the world under 200 pounds. 5 times a contender for the Mr. Olympia title, he plans to win it this year from Arnold. Once the featherweight boxing champion of Italy, Franco comes from a small village in Sardinia.
Fortunately, a lot of these people, if they didn't physically die, they basically fizzled out in history, unfortunately. Some of these people literally just kind of disappear into history. You never hear from them again. If they don't win the competition, they might, you might see them walking in the street and see a big tough guy or something. But it's kind of unfortunate that some of these guys, you just never hear from them again. If they don't get themselves in an acting career, they don't continue with their career and whatever they do, you're never going to hear or see these people ever again if they don't die off from overdose of stuff. Anyway, so then, like I said, the competition gets really soft, and then it gets really more and more aggressive. Then Arnold becomes more and more aggressive for some reason. I think, like I said, I think part of it is kind of scripted. Even Wikipedia said admits some of it was scripted on purpose. I don't know why they wanted to make him look like a villainous bad guy. I'm not sure why they did that. But yeah.
Turn right on. Look straight ahead, you. That's it. That's it. That's the position we want.
An unexpected entry in the tall class of the Olympia contest. Serge Nubret, 41 years old, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Mr. France, and a movie and television star in Europe.
So anyway, that French bodybuilder and actor kind of surprised people by entering themselves in the Mr. Universe contest. Of course, that doesn't affect the Olympia contest because that's basically Arnold versus Lou Ferrigno. And then, then it kind of like gets intense. And first they do the picture, they do photography, and they do. They do pictures with women. They do, and they do their different poses, and they it's kind of like the Olympics where they dead weight, up to, I think Arnold went up to 600 pounds when he won the Mr. Olympia honor. I think he went up to 600 pounds. How much could you deadlift? I think he'd have like a full jerk, and then you have different types of how much weight you could lift, like a full jerk versus how much you could bench press or something. Any thoughts on that, Catherine? No thoughts? Okay.
I watch you.
I watch you too.
Oh, with the ball on the top of my head. I better watch you there. Okay. You don't want no accidents here, What cemetery you got, Louis? You look like some Michelangelo.
Kind of boring because it's kind of repetitious, but you skip to the kind. Obviously, I forgot who wins the Mr. Universe, but then obviously it's down to Lou Ferrigno and Arnold and of course Arnold wins, and of course at the end he kind of like celebrates eating chicken, and I think he smokes a joint at the end, and then of course then they kind of buddy at the end with him and Lou Ferrigno. And any thoughts on the competition, Catherine?
I thought it was very interesting. I know it was disheartening for some of them because they were trying to win against Arnold, and I don't think they did. And but it was very interesting to see the different workouts and what they strive for.
Yeah. Arnold wins, and it's a career. I mean, it could be a good career for people. And Arnold kind of moves forward with his acting career because he already had his acting career starting out. He was doing extra work, and I think this really kind of pushed him forward. And of course, Lou Ferrigno and Arnold become best friends after that, and they kind of end on a happy note. Was Pumping Iron, and next will be for Arnold will be the villain, and he plays a minion called Handsome Stranger, but that's next time. But the next movie we're going to do for YouTube is called Journey to Shiloh. Any thoughts, Catherine?
That movie we actually watched the other day, and it wasn't too bad.
But we'll get into more details next time. All right.
I'm Catherine.
I'm David Giant Tubby. We're signing off.